Okay, so if you are watching part 2, that means that you at least attempted some 2-column proofs on these 2 problems. So I've erased my column because I already know that I'm going to need a lot more space than what I wrote. So again, I'm going to have statements, and reasons. So let's do the first one. Okay, so let me first think about this logically to figure out what I'm going to use. I know I could use vertical angles, so I could use this guy right here. I do have parallel lines, which tells me that alternate interior angles are congruent, so I could use those, or I could use this alternate interior angle to do that. But the problem is I don't have anything that's angle, angle, angle. So I need a side here. So what do I know? I know that C is the midpoint between B and D. So what do I know? I know that this guy is congruent to that guy. So now that I have an idea of what's happening, I can use angle, angle, side. I can use side. I can use angle, side, angle. Whatever I want to do. So I'm going to start off with what I knew first. Okay. So here's my first statement. I'm going to say that the angle ACB is congruent. So ACB is congruent to ECD. And why did I say that? I said it was because of vertical angles. Okay, no other reason whatsoever. Okay, in order to either use the green or the red, I have to say that they're parallel lines. So the next thing I'm going to put is I have parallel lines. So I'm going to say AB is parallel to DE. And why do I get to say that? Well, it was given to me. I was given information. And because I said that information, now I should talk about these two, either one of these. I'm going to go with angle, side, angle. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use angle B. So I'm going to say angle B is congruent to angle D. And I'm going to say that this is because of alternate interior angles. Okay, so how did I find that segment? I used this information, so I just have to write it again. So C is the midpoint of BD. Why? It's given information. Therefore, we can say that BC is congruent to DC, and that would be because definition of a midpoint. Okay. So last statement, so I have here is, just so we are aware, here's my angle, here's my side, and here's another angle. Technically, they're out of order. This should be kind of switched if I'm doing ASA. But again, just so we know. So now I get to say my triangle ACB is congruent to triangle ECD. And why do I get to say this angle, side, angle congruency? Okay. All right, let's try the second one. So again, S for statement, R for reason. Feeling lazy and I don't want to write it all out. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to prove that these two triangles are congruent. I also was given this information. So GH is congruent to MN. So again, let's figure out why they're congruent before. So we have SSA, so ASS. Again, there's no S in geometry. So that means that I have to go with my other one. I got to go with hypotenuse leg congruency. All right, so I'm going to start with the first piece of information that was given to me. So GH is congruent to MN. Why? Given. Cool. All right, what else was given to me? The GH and the MP was also given to me. So, or not GK, I should say. So GK is congruent to MP, given information. Now, just because you have two line segments, right, hypotenuse leg, we technically have everything, we do need to include that these are right triangles. So, so I'm going to say that triangle GKH and triangle MPM are right triangles. And again, technically, that is given information. All right. Once we have all that information out, now I know it's a right triangle. Now I can use hypotenuse leg. So last statement, GKH is congruent to MPNY, hypotenuse leg. Okay. So there you go. We have two more two column proofs. Again, think about why you're saying these things are congruent to each other before you start writing it, and think about logic. All of these, statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, could be kind of rearranged. Here, though, these two definitely need to go together, and these two definitely need to go together. So it doesn't matter which order you put those in. But order does matter for some things. Like we wouldn't be able to switch these two around, or we wouldn't be able to switch these two around. So again, practice, practice, practice. This will get easier with that.